Hi, welcome back to NMI. In this video, we're going to take a look at a few methods to bootstrap your Apple II. So if you're looking for a way to get DOS, System Master, or any software in general, or games, whatever, I'm going to show you that all you need is an audio cable. So how is it possible to transfer data from your PC to the Apple II using only audio? Well, the answer lies on the fact that these ancient computers relied on audio tapes and cassettes for storing programs in the early days of home computing, right? So instead of having floppy disks, which was common in the maybe early 80s, mid 80s, in the very early days, floppy disks were too expensive. So the solution for storing programs was to use audio cassettes, right? And how do you store data on an audio cassette? Well, the most common method is FSK, frequency shift keying, and that's what we're seeing here. So basically what you do is to generate tones, and you have tones of two frequencies, one frequency for zeros and another frequency for ones, and then by alternating these sounds you can store data in the audio cassette, right? And then the machine, when you're playing back that audio cassette, the machine has to interpret these frequencies and translate the frequency into zeros and ones again. They also have an example here on the Wikipedia of an FSK. That also reminds of the early days of the internet, where you would use a modem to connect to the internet. I mean, using the landline. Now, in this video, I'm going to show you the actual waveforms using the scope. So let's take a look at the Apple IIe schematics to see where we are going to have to connect the probe on my machine. So if we look here at the Apple IIe reference manual, we can see the cassette in interface. So we have a small filter here and an amplifier using the well-known 741, and that feeds into this multiplexer on the bit 0 of this multiplexer. So we can hook up the scope probe on this resistor in order to measure the audio signal coming from the computer or going into the logic circuit. One of the methods or utilities that we can use to generate an audio stream from a floppy disk image is this one, C2T. So this is an amazing work that basically this program here, this utility, this is a command line tool that can convert a disk image into an audio stream. It can work here, as we can see, at much higher transfer rates, right? So it can go to 8,000 bps up to 9,600 bps. That's compared to the native 1.3K bps of the original cassette interface. So that means that you can transfer files much faster using this C2T utility. And basically what it does is that it converts the disk image into a sequence of FSK sounds, and basically you type load on your Apple II, and it's the ROM program on the Apple II is gonna wait for an audio stream that's used to be a cassette, right? So you would press play on the cassette would start spinning, and the audio stream would flow through from the cassette player into the audio or the cassette in port of the Apple II, and then the machine is gonna decode the incoming audio stream and extract ones and zeros from that FSK, right? So here what this utility is doing is taking a binary image from a floppy disk and converting it into an audio stream that we can play. Here it's going to generate a WAV file, for example, on the PC, and then you can play this WAV file through your machine and connect the speaker out of your machine into the cassette in of the Apple, and then basically transfer these images. And the beauty of what is happening here is also that they use a loader. There is a loader that is prepended into the image, so that basically when you can use this code to transfer a floppy image via audio from your machine or from the internet into the floppy disk on the Apple II. So it's really amazing, really nice work. And now I'm gonna show you how to use it. I compiled the C2T here, and I have the command line 2 working here, but there is an easier way to do that, and that way is by using this Apple Disk Server. That's one of the ways you can, or one of the websites that basically offers a front end for C2T on the web, right? So you can go here, and there's a number of disk images that you can load. The first one that we're gonna try is DOS 3.3. So you have the options here. You can select the formatting hi-fi or high fidelity version. You can also download the WAV file directly if you want. There is a version that formats the disk and a version that does not format the disk. So if you have a pre-formatted disk, you don't need to use the first one. You can use the second one. These two are in 9600 BPS, sorry, so 9.6 kilo BPS. And for compatibility, like if you have an older machine or the faster version does not work on your machine, then you can use this other version that is 8K. And you can see that the files are slightly larger, and that's because if the transfer rate is lower, then you need more time to transfer the same amount of data, obviously. So basically what we are gonna do is to press load on the Apple II, and then press play here, and I'm gonna record there what is happening, and we're gonna see the magic happen. Okay, so the first step, we type load on the Apple II, insert a diskette on drive 1. Now I'm gonna press enter here and start playing there on the server, and then we're gonna transfer the file. The scope is gonna show the file, the audio stream. So let's press enter here and we press play here. So that's the tone that precedes the recording, and we can see the tones there. Yeah, now the FSK you can see on the screen, loading insta disk, 9 seconds estimated. So this is insta disk. So now it's gonna format the disk, and then you can see that there's the guard tone again on the scope. So the stream is designed in a way that while it's formatting, there's a guard tone, so there's no useful data. And now we can see the scope showing more data coming on the audio stream. So the program is loading this data into the memory. The floppy drive is not working. Yeah, see, now guard tone again, and the floppy drive now is gonna write that amount of data into the disk, and you can see that happening here. Now guard tone again, right? And we started a new stream. So obviously they don't know exactly how long it's gonna take for the stream or for the floppy drive to write. They have an approximate time, so they designed the stream in a way that it accommodates minor changes on the timing. Guard tone again, and here we go, more audio stream. We can see on the scope 9.7 kilohertz. That's because it's like the approximate baud rate, right? We're writing more tracks onto the disk, loading more data. See, the audio signal is back to the idle state, and we can see on the screen that we wrote all the tracks. Now press return to reboot. We can see on the screen that the audio stream is done. There's no more audio to play. So if I now press return, and the disk is already on the drive. Now we're gonna reboot the machine, and it should reboot on the DOS that is DOS 3.3 System Master. So that is pretty amazing, right? Basically, we streamed a floppy disk image from the internet into the floppy disk. That's pretty cool. Now with this DOS disk, we can probably use everything that I couldn't use on my previous master or system master. Let's take a look. Cat. Catalog. Now we have integer basic there, so we can try int. Yeah, see, integer basic is working, and I think it's FP to come back to. Yeah, cool. Now I have a stable and working system master for Apple DOS. The next step now is to create another floppy image. Let's try some games. Okay, so now let's try a game. I'm gonna start with a game that I used to play when I was a kid. Let me see. I'm looking for Rampage. Let's scroll all the way down. R, Rampage. Okay, so type load on the Apple II and we press play here, and here we go. Done. Now let's check it out. And here we go. Rampage. (1988). One player, press 1, then we're gonna play with the keyboard. Okay. I'm gonna control Ralph. The sound is not very good because the Apple II really doesn't have a good sound engine. Okay. So oops, I can't remember what are the right controls. Oh, here we go. So here in this game you have to basically destroy everything and eat people, which is pretty cool. Yeah, the controls are not very good. Well, I have to say, for considering that the Apple II doesn't have really audio, it's just a speaker controlled by software. It's still okay, the sound for what it is, but we can see that there are major delays sometimes, yeah. And this building is no more. And that's it. Let's try something else. Okay, the next thing that we're gonna try, let's try a nice utility. Load. So we're gonna try this computer inspector here. Let's start to play. Heard a beep, so it's loading. So this is a nice utility that allows us to perform some tests on the machine. This is a nice to have disk. Okay, done. So press return. So we have many options here. Let's start with machine identification. Okay, so this is an Apple IIe with 128K of memory. Slot 1, there's a parallel board, expansion board. On slot 3 there is the extended AT column board. On slot 6 we have the disk 2 card. Yeah, the asterisk there is because it's on actually the extended board is on the auxiliary slot. So okay, press spacebar to continue. Let's see, monitor adjustment. Normal text and graphics. Oh good, yeah, this is nice when you're adjusting a monitor. Now I realize I could have used this when I was adjusting the 10D monitor. Yeah, that's very nice. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Printer test. I don't have a, well, I have a printer, but it's not connected. Disk drive, memory. Oh, that's pretty cool. RAM memory test. So let's try it. Testing main memory. Okay, auxiliary memory. Okay, task complete. Oops. Joystick and paddle. I have a paddle connected. Let's see if my paddle is working. Oh, good to know. It is. I think it should. Oh, it should be centered. So. Oh yeah, I am gonna have to fix this. It's not working very well. Yeah. Let me see, I have calibrations. Do I have calibrations? Oh, here on the bottom. Ah, see. Okay, I can try to calibrate. Oh, but this is, yeah, this is not good. I'm gonna have to make sure that I fix this. Okay, it's almost centered. Buttons. On, button on, and the other button. Okay, yeah, well, I'm glad that I came here to test this because now the paddle is slightly better than it was before. Escape. What is this information? Okay, yeah, a lot of blah blah blah. Okay, okay. These are the authors. Okay, and quit. Okay, so another thing you can do from this website is if we navigate here, we can see that there is this games webpage. And this is pretty cool because basically it doesn't create a floppy disk image. It just streams the game directly into the RAM. So let's see, there's like they have 249 games here that we can select from. Let's see something. Pac-Man. Oh, they have Pitfall 2. Oh, that's so. Yeah, maybe we could try Pitfall 2. Yeah, let's try Pitfall 2. So I'm gonna press load there, and we press play here, and it's only 27 seconds, so it's gonna be pretty fast. We heard a beep. Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, it works. Activision, okay. Oh, okay. Now it's the paddle. Okay, let's see. Oh no. Oh, and we return all the way back to the beginning. Okay. Oh no. Thought I would have time. Okay. So here we're gonna have to wait. No. I can't. Oh, just flew by. Okay. Oh, there is some treasure here. Okay. Yeah, this game is, there's a lot more to do compared to the previous one. Okay, I think that's it. That's enough of Pitfall. Another method that we can explore, and we will in this video, to connect the PC to an Apple II, in my case here Apple IIe, is ADTPro. This is a software that has two components. It has a server and a client, and it allows bootstrapping your Apple II from your PC using either audio connection, serial, and some networking cards, which I don't have any here. In my case, I'm gonna show you how we can use ADTPro with audio connection. One of the nice things about this is that, well, nice in terms, but ADTPro is gonna require a bidirectional connection, so it not only streams data from the PC to the Apple II, but it also listens to the audio output, the cassette output of Apple, and it processes the data. So it's a bi-directional communication, and in this way you can do a lot of cool stuff. For example, you can list from the Apple II, you can list files that are stored on the PC. So yeah, okay, here we have the web page for ADTPro. You can download it here. There are multiple versions available. I'm using Linux, and they already have a pre-compiled version of ADTPro for Linux, which I'm gonna use, but it is also available on Windows and Mac OS. So here they have a lot of guides showing how to properly set up everything. In my case here, I went to their GitHub. From their download link here, you land on the GitHub page, and I downloaded the version for Linux. And if we look here, it's this adtpro.sh, which we can run, and here we get the server side, and you can select serial, Ethernet, or audio. In my case, we're gonna use audio. So if we select audio here, you can see that there are a number of options for bootstrapping. We can use Pro DOS. So if we use Pro DOS, then this is going to be a two-step approach. If you already have Pro DOS, you don't have to send Pro DOS like this. In my case, I'm going to go through the whole process. So we're going to have to first send the Pro DOS image to, or stream to the Apple II. it's gonna load ProDOS, and then from there we're gonna send the ADTPro audio client, and then we're gonna run ADTPro there, connect to the server, and I'm gonna show you how it can operate. Call -151, and then that lands us on the built-in monitor, and then from there we're gonna have to type those commands to prepare for receiving the audio stream. Okay, now we type 2003, and here we go. This is the ProDOS. Now we need to send the ADT client, audio client. The asterisk there shows us that we landed on the built-in monitor, the assembly monitor. That call is not necessary because we are already inside the monitor, so we can just skip that and go through to the next command. Okay, audio streaming is complete. Now we type 800G and let's run ADT, and here we go. Now I want to show you that we can remotely list the directory. From the Apple II we can see the directory on the host, but now you need to have a bidirectional audio connection, so you need to connect the cassette out to the microphone in on your machine, and make sure that you boost the microphone to the maximum. And here we are. We can see here that we can see files. These files are coming from my host machine, and if we go to where ADTPro is running on the disk folder, we can see that all the contents there is listed here. So pretty cool, huh? From here, if you want, you can get images and transfer them to your machine. I'm not gonna do that, but you get the idea. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed the contents. I particularly really love these tools. It's really impressive how easy it is to get floppy disk images into actual floppy disks using these tools. So I hope you find this video useful, and if you did, please subscribe to my channel, give thumbs up on this video, and I see you next time. Bye.